Hey guys, thanks for joining me again this week. If you're new here or still just a casual viewer, please go just one extra inch for me by hitting that subscribe button and notification bell. And don't forget to like and leave a comment. It all helps me keep this channel alive. This week we have Cujo by request, a name whose reputation precedes itself because it's the kind of horror that can really happen if your pets are not current with their rabies vaccinations. It's also incredibly sad to see this adorable teddy bear dog deteriorate into zombie dog and be fought to the death. And the ending of the book is even sadder, and we'll get to that shortly. This is another instance of everything in the movie being in the book, but not everything in the book being in the movie. Some of it is watered down, and some of it is left out completely. What both have in common is the dog chasing a rabbit into a bat cave and contracting rabies through this tiny little nick. What's only in the book where the dog is concerned is how the writing delivers on what is going on inside this dog's mind. How first everything is just dandy, life is good, and that rabbit looks like fun. And then as the rabies takes root, how the effects seem like the canine version of dementia, and everything is steeped in hostility and everyone he sees must die. There's also the families and their dramas. The Trentons with their adorable son who still fears closet monsters. And their happy home is under siege because Vic's ad agency is in trouble. And the furniture guy Donna had a fling with won't take no for an answer. And while the ad campaign fiasco is replicated exactly from book to movie, Vic's discovery of the indiscretion is different. In the book, the other man, Steve Kemp, sends him a tell-all letter. In the movie, Vic happens to see them kind of arguing in the street. There's also the Cambers, the family that owns Cujo. In the book, Joe Camber has been Vic Trenton's go-to guy for all their automotive needs. In the movie, they meet him by referral from the dealership where they got Donna's crappy Pinto. Anyway, Joe Camber being somewhat abusive to his family is left out. Charity Camber's small lottery windfall was not, nor was her peace offering of a chainfall in order to negotiate a trip out of town with their son Brett, with the unspoken intention of leaving for good. It could also be said that this whole thing with Cujo's rampage is kind of sort of her fault, because when Brett came to her with his concerns, and was very clear about the telltale foaming at the mouth, she dismissed it so not to delay their escape. And of course there's Cujo's deterioration, which is hard to watch if you're an animal lover. Even though I am more of a cat person, I am a bit partial to cuddly teddy bear dogs like St. Bernards. And watching him literally zombify before your eyes is a spot-on match from book to movie. The damage he deals to his victims is watered down. He goes for the throat on Gary. He goes for the groin on Joe. He keeps Donna and Tad hostage in the crappy Pinto in blistering heat. He disembowels Officer Bannerman. The damage done to Donna and Tad while they waited out for 3 or so days in a hot car is watered down. In the book, after several rows with Cujo to protect her son, Donna's legs and belly are shredded and swelling with infection while she's stuck in that car. She gets a sunburn that renders her almost unrecognizable. And Tad is in the throes of severe dehydration, complete with seizures, blisters, and swelling by the time Donna makes one last effort to fight this dog for their lives. And she's armed with just a baseball bat as Cujo tears into her arms and neck. She is victorious when she puts a splintered off part of that bat right through his eye socket and into his brain, but is too late to save Tad from dehydration. In the movie, she has her last fight for their lives and manages to get her hands on a revolver, just in the nick of time to save her son. And that is the story of Cujo. Thank you so much for watching. Since it is December, and a week from today is the 12th of December, I plan on doing a 12 adaptations of A Christmas Carol, and I hoped I could find at least 12 to accommodate my theme. Turns out there are 135 various adaptations of A Christmas Carol, and I welcome any and all help from my audience and subscribers in deciding which 12 to cover. So I will see you back next weekend for 12 variations on A Christmas Carol.